The first time I saw Cuba was in 2006 on a cruise to Jamaica. We also stopped on the Cayman Islands. Even though the captain told us to look in the direction of Cuba from a distance, we never stopped there. And I always wondered why. Cuba, formerly known as the Republic of Cuba, is a Caribbean island nation under communist rule. With its sugar-white beaches and infamous tobacco fields, Cuba is known for its legendary cigars, rum, and rich culture. The capital, Havana, is lined with 1950s-era cars, pastel houses, and Spanish colonial architecture in the 16th century core, Old Havana.
So, Georgia, why did you want to go to Cuba? So, why did you guys want to go to Cuba?
Orlando it's our birthday. It's so much to offer. There's a good chance you didn't see it. So please come back and visit us again very soon. This is
Okay, guys, this is gonna look like a high school yearbook if you guys don't start singing everything.
But what I don't want to happen is she breaks her leg and then be like, "Hey, I need $1,000."
Oh, our visa comes with free insurance. Or
okay,
something.
well, good. That's, never mind then.
You are just
Thank you.
full
Joey
of
told me.
information today.
He did say that though. When she gave it to me, she was like, "This was your
Maybe I
insurance."
should act
and this is
sick
your-"
and then I can get some free
No,
healthcare.
girl, can I go over here and get this whole?
You're gonna act sick to
stomach
get
stuff?
free health care.
And then see.
Okay, so we're in the airport at Orlando and we bought a whole bunch of waters. We bought waters because sometimes they might sell you bottled water and it's like 3 taps, we heard. So we're trying to be proactive and not dehydrate.
It's great though. Your skin looks good.
Yeah, you look great. You're in there. The view is right there.
Make sure you put all of it. Keep all of this in.
No, this is not gonna be boring.
Don't edit me out. A lot of Cubans actually liked Castro. They didn't see him in the same light as we do. We see him as a dictator. We see him as having suppressed and controlled, and that's not their perspective.
Definitely mixed reviews. Like, you know, some people like what Castro did because you don't know what you don't know. So that's why I think that sometimes like us going there is almost essentially like tainting them because it's like they don't know what they're missing out or what they don't know anything else than like what they're living. So
Hi, this is not what this documentary is going to be about. It's going to be about twerking and dancing and drinking.
there's no
Not this
tourism. There's no tourism in
It's
Cuba.
illegal. It's not this stuff.
Tourism is illegal in Cuba. We are not going as tourists. This is educational.
But right now we're excited to be going. George is gonna twerk and I might be twerking with her. We're gonna take you guys on a little ride.
Showtime. we just landed in Cuba.
Yeah?
Beautiful.
Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Our flight was super quick from Florida. We barely had enough time to fill out our paperwork. And when we landed in Havana, we went straight through customs.
Oh, I'm next.
I tried to get you guys all the footage I could, but she just wasn't having it. She made me stop recording right there in the airport.
They're here?
One of my friends actually knew a Cuban native, and she had a cousin who was able to pick us up from the airport. What was really weird was that he knew exactly who we were before we said anything. It was a huge help. There was a bit of a language barrier, but we made it work. There were more people from our group that flew in from Miami. Before we left home, we exchanged our USD into euros, and then when we got to Cuba, we exchanged into CUCs, which is Cuban pesos. We opted for an Airbnb over a hotel. We wanted a more authentic experience. We stayed in a small town called Miramar, which is about 20 minutes from the airport and 10 minutes from Old Havana.
We just got to our Airbnb. Muchas gracias. And it's great from here.
Hi and welcome.
Thank you.
We received a warm welcome from our host, and then it was time for us to move in.
So this is the first room?
Our Airbnb had 4 bedrooms. We occupied 3 of them, and our host stayed with us in their own room. It was also important to note that every room had its own bathroom. We decided to sit down and get to know our host a little bit better. Our main host's name was Anna Iris. She was really sweet. She's lived all over the world. She also had her cousin living with her, and her cousin had a daughter. They were all really nice, and them staying with us was a huge help because they understood the language. They gave us personal recommendations for places to go, things to eat, and ordering us taxis.
How often do you guys have people in the house?
In the house, very frequently. Yeah, we have a lot of person. And we just, you are the maximum group we have.
Right.
We are in 7.
Right.
We're gonna be your favorites.
I'm sure.
Right?
Yes, we are aware.
Right. Have you always lived in Cuba your whole life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I live also in Italy,
What does that mean?
in Milan.
In Milan.
Yeah, in Italy.
Oh.
Yeah, I have my daughter there and my husband also.
Your husband is in Italy.
He's an Italian.
He's Italian.
He's Italian.
Why are you here then? Why aren't you over there with them?
It's an amazing story.
So how many languages do you speak?
Or Italian, Portuguese.
Oh, fala português.
Falo Portuguese.
And then also a lot of the blogs talked about the food being bland, no seasoning because of the embargo.
Everything we
We
ate
ate
today
some
was
really good
delicious.
food. So
We ate
I
at
don't
a
know where these
restaurant
people are
called
going.
Olivio today.
Here in Miramar.
It was a buffet. It was in Miramar.
It was
And
$10
for the buffet. The mojitos were like $2.
Yes.
And everything was super delicious.
So good. Oh my. Sexy. Oh, wow.
Y'all are so funny.
We had a few birthday girls on the trip, so we did not waste any time getting mojitos and going out to eat. Our host sent us to a local restaurant called Olivio in Miramar.
Make a wish, Tony.
And then we just ate at Tapas y Toros.
Which is also, it's like right down the street from our Airbnb. And our hosts are amazing.
Everybody needs to go to Casa del Son. That's the salsa lessons we paid
It's an
for
old
1
man.
hour. It was just $10, and it was way
They showed us
more
a good time.
than we could have ever imagined. It is hot,
But
but
made
it's not
sure we had
unbearable.
fun.
Yeah, it's not like when I was reading this stuff, people made it seem like it was like. I don't know. I guess I was walking into it thinking it was gonna be like a hot box. You're just hot because
you're
you're
hot because
dancing
you're moving
and having
and
fun.
you're not uncomfortable. Like
Yeah,
they
it
make
was
sure
fun.
you have a good time. They are committed
Yeah,
to making sure that
they
you're
make it-
laughing
They
and
make
having
it
fun.
so fun. And then there's a bar there, so like after you dance, you could go get another mojito or
For $2.
whatever you want.
We met some local girls in the bar in the back of our salsa class. And true to form, you put women together and we'll find a way to talk about beauty.
Was that the slave master? Leave the lips.
While we were polishing off our mojitos, we noticed an animated movie playing on the TV in the bar. We later learned that it was called La Muñeca Negra, English translation, The Black Doll. We noticed the film had some familiar images. The dark-skinned people were either enslaved or servants. There was a little white girl who loved her black doll. Upon further research, I learned that the film was based on a story crafted by Jose Marti. Marti wanted the world to have compassion for black people. He was infamous for going to parties and choosing the ugly girls to dance with. He did it on purpose because he knew they weren't normally chosen. That's what he wanted the film to show. A white person choosing a worn-out black doll over a shiny new white one, because blacks, like ugly people, aren't treated fairly.
By the black lady.
She got these dancing knotted, call them twists, the big ones.
I don't know if I should be inspired or offended, but I guess his heart was in the right place.
Hola. Tres. One with nothing. One with condensed. Two with this one.
The condensado.
Yeah. Yes. One with nothing. Okay. How much? I cannot wait for my churros.
Let me tell you about these churros. They are battered and shaped with love and just pure essence of Cuba, and then fried to a perfect golden brown, drained of all their excess fat, and then rolled in sugar, oh boy, and then stuffed with sweetened condensed milk to a yummy, gooey, crunchy perfection. It is the best thing that happened to me today. Get you a Cuban churro.
How much was the churro?
$1.
$1.
$1.
I think you sold it.
That's the best dollar you ever spent. There ain't nothing out there for $1 that's gonna give you what that churro gave me today. Not quality.
Okay.
Fish is good. Whatever kind
It's
of
good.
white fish you say you got here. That was my little fish. You taste the fish?
It's flavorful.
Gonna be alright? Extra restaurant team.
We had a fun-filled first day, so after dinner I decided to go room to room and check on the girls and see how they were enjoying themselves.
Just checking on you ladies. How was your first day?
Awesome. We had hot showers.
Oh, yeah. Y'all had a hot shower?
Two of us had
Had a hot shower, baby.
With like, was it pressured water? Because our water wasn't like pressured water. Really?
Good enough.
Oh, she digging in her ear.
No, because the first one was cold.
Yes.
Georgia went in, she didn't know how to
turn on the hot water.
Yes.
I had a
And
freezing
then I went
cold
in on
shower,
mine
and
with
then she
one
went in,
nipple.
and then she wouldn't even let me jump in. Well, she's so
Yes.
ooh.
So it's the end of day 1 and we had an amazing time. I probably woke up this morning in America around 4 a.m. We made it to the airport around 5:30 just so that we could get through customs and everything. Our flight left at like 8 a.m. but we were like eating and chilling at the airport maybe like an hour before the flight left. So we have plenty of time, right?
Yep.
How do you think the first day went?
I thought it went great. We felt like we were pretty much experts just because we've been
So
planning
much
for
research.
so long. And I think I've read like every blog like imaginable about Cuba, so we weren't completely blind when we came here.
What did you read on the blogs that was right and wrong? We found
So
out
we read a lot in the blogs that there were no toilet seats, but so far,
everywhere we've gone,
there's been toilet seats. When you
and
went,
toilet paper.
so the restaurant had toilet
It had
paper.
toilet seats and toilet paper everywhere I went today.
We are literally walking around with toilet paper because everything said, you know, they didn't necessarily say that there wasn't any. They just said that you were going to be charged for it.
But we weren't even charged. Like, there was no bathroom attendants anywhere we went.
Yeah, so that was kind of like already kind of like okay.
Oh, one thing we did learn at dinner tonight that they charge for the packaging for to go.
Yeah, if you get a to-go box, you're gonna be charged $1. We didn't know that. We saw it.
If you don't finish your food, they charge you to take it to go. So they probably charge the same thing if you order it to go. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, like when you're eating and you're like, "Oh, can I get a to-go box?"
Right.
You don't expect them to charge you $1.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's what happened today. We saw this charge on the bill, and we're like, "Who ordered this $1 charge?"
Right.
And she said, "Oh, it's for the to-go box." So that is like, you know, they say everything here, even though it's cheap here, you kind of get like nickel and dime to death because technically you have to pay for everything.
Every little thing.
The Wi-Fi situation here, that's true. It is like pretty much non-existent here, and when you do get to it, it's pretty shoddy.
It is, yeah, it's spotty because everybody is
on it.
And then the guy that you buy the internet from, he only like stays around you for a little while. That's why we got cut off. It's not that he manages it, it's that after he stays for like an hour, he leaves and then he takes the signal with him. So if we travel with the Wi-Fi guy, we'll have it all day, but we'd have to stay underneath him. But remember, we were trying to figure out how they manage it?
Yeah.
He's not managing it. He walked away. And then we went to where he walks next, and my Wi-Fi reconnected to him.
You could tell where the Wi-Fi is because you'll see a bunch of people like
Sitting
gathered
around
together, sitting
with
down
their
on their
phones.
phones. So that was definitely true.
So we bought Wi-Fi for $2.
$2 for 1 hour.
1 hour.
Tiffany, it's video. How are you feeling?
Oh, amazing. So amazing. God is amazing.
Jasmine.
Oh, I'm in love with nature.
Right. Living on the island is proof that we just don't need much to be happy.
We're having an amazing time in Cuba.
We're having a moment. Oh, you guys are so beautiful.
So are you.
The city is so beautiful. Everything is so beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
Life is so beautiful. William.
Oh, yes.
Let's hear it for Cuba.
We had a few plugs for our Cuba trip, one of which told us to go to Dos Madres for lunch while we were at the beach in Veradero. She told us to ask for Frank. It took us a journey to find him, but when we did, our lives would never be the same. Cafeteria Dos Madres is located behind Dos Madres, and Frankie made us some of the best snapper, cabbage, and rice we've ever tasted.
So his name was Ariel, and he talked about a little bit of everything. All men are mandated at age 18 to serve 2 years. And after the 2 years, you can stay in or you can get out. And he chose to stay in because he went to the university, the military university, and got a degree in telecommunications. So he got out because he had a leg injury. So he talked about that. And that kind of transitioned us into talking about the educational system here, that education is free.
Does that cap at a certain point?
He said that there's no cap.
Forever, not up until a certain age.
No.
Okay.
So elementary, formative education, so elementary, middle, high school is free, but also formal education is free. The issue, I think, is that a lot of people get a formal education, and unless you're like in one of those kind of high demand careers, right? A doctor, a nurse, you make a good salary doing those things. But for him, for example, he's in telecommunications, and he's making a better salary doing the tours than he was in telecommunications. He talked a little bit about how it's much more lucrative to go into private businesses, such as like the company that owns the car tours, and to make your money that way. Because everything that's not private is very structured and very, I guess the salaries are set by the government. So it's not like you can make more than a certain amount, you just make what you make. Whereas in the private sector, you have a little bit more flexibility to kind of create the income that works for your family or that you're comfortable with. But he did talk about the fact that a lot of people live in homes that are passed down from generation to generation, so their rent isn't like a thing here because families are owning these homes, and people just kind of fix up the inside and redo things, get new appliance, modernize the spaces, but not the exteriors.
My name is Carlene Chung, and I was born and raised in South Florida in Fort Lauderdale. Both of my parents born in Jamaica, but my grandfather on my dad's side is from China, so I am Chinese Jamaican, first born in America. But coming to Cuba, to me, most people from America wouldn't understand the Caribbean life. They just, it's more of just, they see the old buildings, they see the poverty, but it's more of just the way of life. It's the living. It's the people are happy just how they are. So it's amazing. You know, a lot of times the families themselves, you know, as we said before, they are very rationed with, you know, how much they make as well as the food. So he was talking about that each family is designated a certain amount of money per month to buy food, and they are assigned a certain market. So each
provided by the government.
Right.
So like food stamps.
Yeah, kind of like food stamps, right.
Gotcha.
So you are given a certain amount of money to buy food per month. And what he did say is it's enough, but not necessarily enough for that time frame.
Okay, help me understand this. So with food stamps, you can only spend it on food. But the stipend, does that come in a form of currency that you can't spend it on anything but food?
Right, it's like a card. So you get a card, and on the card is the money.
Okay.
So if you think of like it's food stamps in the United States, it's a food stamps, and once you get out of the amount that you're given on that card, then you have to spend actual money itself.
It just seems like a ration of dollars. Like they won't give you like a lot of dollars. Like the lady was fighting with me when I was like trying to exchange, and she was like, "No, I can only give you 2 or something like that." That's what she told me. Even when I went and bought the drink when we were at that first stop with the pineapple, and I was like, "Yeah, I need small bills." He only gave me 2 like dollars, and then everything else like a $3 bill.
Maybe
or,
the coins.
Yeah, like the dollar, the little dollar. They won't give me like I don't know.
Well, you know what's funny is Aaron actually
she
just
got
asked.
A whole bunch of the. Somebody got a bunch of
with
them.
the coins. Well, Aaron just asked. You know, she said, "Do they have taxes here?" And I just kind of thought about it, and I was like, "No, I mean, I don't think so." I'm like, but you gotta think when we went to the restaurants, we never had to say, "Oh, $13.23."
Yeah,
it's always been like, you know, $12, $15, $17.
I don't think they have taxes here because the point of taxes is how we pay.
Exactly.
But you know why that's what it is. I'm sorry. You know why she asked? Because she goes, well, how do they pay for all of the education? Since education is free, so where does that money come from? Is it just from the government? Like, how are we paying? How are they paying for that?
I think whereas in my mind, from what he explained to me, in America, we get money. Me as an American citizen, I get money and I pay the government my piece. Here, the government gets money and arranges it for the citizens.
I'm Tony Hamilton. Both of my parents are Jamaican, and also something that's really, I would say the one thing that's hard to get used to here is the bathroom situation with not being able to flush the paper in the toilet. That's kind of hard. That's an adjustment, but because I don't want to mess up our host toilet. You know, you just because we have toilet seats, so it's like you don't really. It seems normal, you know. So you're like, okay, I just like put it in there, but I don't know when I'm out, that toilet, that paper is going in the thing because I can't control if I remember or not.
We definitely went to Cuba to experience their culture, but most of all, we just wanted to get away. I saw it important to reflect on our time spent, so I led my sisters through several forms of meditation.
When the thoughts do come in your mind, what are you thinking about? Are they positive thoughts? What are they reinforcing? How are you talking to yourself? Are you telling yourself what you can do or what you can't do? Allow the thought to pass and return to your breathing. Ask her what she did to get what you want. Breathe. I got a little bit of meditation. Just a, you're not supposed to be.
I thought something was happening. Like the sun.
Oh, came out? No.
I thought she was getting tissue from Jordan for some reason. No, the sun just all of a sudden was shining. I was like, oh shit, wait a minute. Did I leave for real? Did I constantly go? Wait a minute.
Everybody sit in your assigned seats.
You're not in the seat you was in yesterday.
Whose birthday is it today?
Mine.
We're sharing.
No.
Yes, we agreed that we're sharing.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Every once in a while, we'd experience some locals. They seemed very happy to have us there. And they weren't shy about letting us know their political views.
Yes?
No.
Wow.
He said, picture, you don't want a picture with me?
Only one picture.
And got it. Thank you. I got it.
Thank you.
Wow.
Nice.
American people, I love you, Obama. Fuck you, Trump.
Ah, hey.
Where do you go now?
Walking.
You not liking the restaurant Cuban food?
We could. He said, we love Obama, fuck the Trump.
I heard of that fucker.
Fuck the Trump.
You can see if our boyfriend's working because it's down that way.
Our boy, which one's our boyfriend?
The cute boy that.
Oh, with the drinks?
Yeah.
He was beautiful. Ven acá.
We're gonna go see if our boyfriend's working. If your boyfriend's working. Oh.
Gracias.
Gracias.
It's just so interesting how many people are mentioning Trump to us and how they don't like him. Just coming up to us.
We love Obama.
And,
Obama gets all the love.
Yeah, and then they hate Trump.
The whole world.
Right.
Crazy.
He's raggedy.
But the moment they say that,
Raggedy-ass white people in
obviously they can tell we're Americans. So they run up to us and say they love Obama and they hate Trump.
It's a talking point.
Yeah.
Hola.
I know. She was a nice lady. She was like, hola.
She was.
And then that was it.
Yep.
She would now. Let
Right.
me tell you more.
But she was nicer than some of the other girls were to us.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I wanted a beer at that wherever we were trying to make reservations. I'm like, is somebody gonna acknowledge me?
No,
they were
And then when
saying.
she finally did, I'm like, how much is the beer? She's like, dude, that's 30 cents. No, not when I know I can get a rum and coke over here for $1.50.
And you said?
It was $1.30.
$3.30 at that place that we were trying to make
But it
beer.
was happy hour though, right?
That was at the discount rate. Some places are good.
So, we're trying to shop for souvenirs. It's Saturday. It's hot. I'm sweating through my clothes. And we're getting souvenirs for our loved ones. And then we're trying to go to the beach. But that's where I'm trying to be. To the beach. I'm wearing a swimsuit. I'm trying to get there. Not now, but right now. So,
But there's a churro in my future. Y I would do anything for un churro. See?
see.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Necesita.
Huh?
I have to get a pedicure.
Girl, we gonna need a full body scrub, all right?
Go.
This churro has the power to impregnate.
In Cuba, ordering Cuban sandwiches.
I love the beach. Beach is absolutely my favorite place to be. So I love the beach. The water was beautiful.
Why is the beach your favorite place to be?
It is so calm. It is so calm, and water for me, I think water is just so purifying. It just like does something for my soul.
Speaking of souls getting touched, Ebony's soul is not the only one that gets touched on the beach. We found out that locals like to have sex in the water. We're not talking drinks, honey. What you're seeing here are her legs above his shoulders. Even the guy walking by couldn't resist getting a sneak peek.
Cuba.
Before long, we noticed the dogs were having sex, and the other couples couldn't keep their hands off each other either.
Oh my God, he's pulling it out. It's like, yeah, you see this?
Seguro que sí. Aplausos de ustedes mismos que están en talla. Empezó el concierto. Seguimos disfrutando de la buena.